Hi, my name is Danny Murphy, and for my Full Swing project, I am filming my friend Mike Mache. He's a new golfer who doesn't have much experience, but took him out to Top Trees last week and had a pretty good time. So today we are having our first golf lesson today with Mike Mache here at Top Trees Resort on this nice Saturday morning.
Hey, I'm Mike Mache. This is my first golf lesson ever, and I've only played once in my whole entire life, so this should be a really interesting experience for both.
So here we have a video of Mike hitting a 7-iron down the line. Now here's the swing in slow motion. Now here's the same swing from side angle with also slow motion. So after adjusting his grip and his stance, I let Mike hit a couple more shots and then filmed him again from the down the line and the side view, and here's what it looked like. Good shot.
So first off, I learned that my grip was absolutely atrocious. I learned that I stood way too close together, with my feet way too close together, and then I learned to keep my head always looking at the ball no matter what.
So after making just a few minor adjustments with fixing his grip, his stance, just making sure his head stays still, I started talking to him about what his shot shapes were doing. Now that he fixed his grip, he had a smoother swing, I would say, and it was most of his shots were either, if they were hit thin, they were hit fat, not really too solid. But majority was thin, which I was glad to see. At least getting the ball out there, it was going straight. And the few shots that he hit that were solid contact, they were fading a little bit of a slice, and there's a couple that were a draw or a hook. But it was definitely getting better when he first started. So some of the biggest takeaways that Mike took from lesson 1 was he really understood how the face angle and like how that works. So whether the ball goes right, left, he understands whether he had his face open or closed. And I was really glad to see that he was willing to learn, really understand it, and was really involved in it. He understood how his path works and that he has a really steep angle of approach, but he's trying to work on it. We only got too much in one lesson. And he's a new golfer. He hasn't really played too much. Only the range once in a while. So I was really glad to see that he was really willing to work hard, and that he was having a fun time. So it was a good first lesson, I'd say.
I learned a lot this week, a lot more than I thought I would, and I'm ready to take what I learned this week and transform it into hopefully a better product next weekend for our next lesson.
So today we are here with Mike's second lesson here at Penn State Golf Course on this nice Easter Sunday. All right, Mike, let's talk about what we went over last weekend.
Last week what I remember doing was we fixed my grip. My grip was really, really bad on my club. I didn't stand feet at shoulder length apart, and I learned that I wanted to bend my knees up just a little bit when I was in my stance.
So for lesson 2, the 3 main points we really wanted to focus on were really focusing on his grip to make sure we got the right one for him, making sure his shoulders stayed level, and that really came down on strong impact on the ball. So the first grip we talked about was the interlocking grip. I explained that his top hand index finger needs to interlock with his bottom hand pinky finger into a nice, comfortable grip. The next grip I talked about was the overlapping grip. And I told him it was a nice, simple grip where his bottom hand stays there, and his top hand stays there, and his bottom hand, his pinky, just overlaps onto the top index finger. And the final grip was just the 10-fingered grip that he's already been using. So once we made sure that his grip was all ready and I felt it was in a comfortable position, we then started talking about his shoulders. So in the previous lesson, his shoulders had a lot of up and down movement, which he really wanted to get rid of. So he told me he didn't really feel like he was doing too much, so he didn't know what his body was actually doing. So I started to explain to him what like his shoulders should feel like. I should say, like, from instead of moving up and down like I show here, he's really got to keep it flat and a nice comfortable position. I told him to decrease movement, he'll get better contact, and it'll be a lot more solid. I then took to explain to him the mirror drill. I was like, just follow me and just look at my lead. I explained to him that his bottom hand should stay nice and straight, a nice firm position, with his wrist hinge at the very end. And when he comes down, to hit really hard on the ball. And nice follow through with the finish. One of the big key focuses here I was trying to get with him is to have a nice smooth slow backswing and to just do a half swing. So again, I made sure he just had his shoulders nice and tight, head down, feet spread apart, and just swing away. So another really good key point that I saw Mike was doing was he was really keeping his right elbow in instead of doing chicken wing he was doing before, keeping the swing nice and tight. Now, with that shot, it was a high fade, but I told him it was a really good shot. The reason I told him it was a really good shot is because we were really working on getting that open club face, and that's what I was telling him to do, get the open club face, get the ball in the air. So then I started to show him what an open club face really looks like when it's like straight at impact. I explained to him that it'll get the ball a lot higher, but it will go to the right. I then showed him what club face looks like, and I'll have the ball go a lot lower and a lot more topspin, but sometimes I'll give you a hook. So seeing that shot, he tried too much to get a close club face, therefore it went very low and went straight to the left. On this final shot, Mike hits the ball dead straight, but it stays really low because he kind of topped it. I told him I really liked it because he hit that club face right in the center, just like we told. Not too open, not too close, just perfect. So with Mike's 2 lessons, we had a lot of progression. We had made sure his head stayed still, he had changed his grip, a nice wide stance, and his shoulders stayed level. Overall, he had huge improvement. One of the things we talked about to change, make sure he had that wide stance, was imagine a big beach ball right between his legs, and he really did well with that. I understood. I didn't have a beach ball with me, but he understood what I was talking about and did a good job with it. 2 other big improvements Mike had in his lessons were, one was that he was taking his swing, his club head back way too fast initially. I was really leading with his hands, so I really got him to lead with his shoulders and his arms and take it a little bit slow when he came back. And when he came through, when he was going downward, really be explosive and have nice center of contact with the ball. And he was hitting it really well and hit it really straight. And the other thing was that he was kicking a little bit too steep at the top. So we had him bring it a little bit lower and nice more of a level plane. And I was really increasing it, just ball going straight instead of having that fade or that hook. And he was doing a really good job with that. Really nice.
I feel like today my lesson went a lot better than my lesson last week. I feel like I hit balls like a lot cleaner and a lot nicer. I learned about like open and closed club faces and how I should be holding my hands like with different styles of grips and everything. Danny, I'd say he's a real good instructor. I learned a lot from him in just like a few like short hours of teaching from him. Definitely thought I grew a lot as a golf player from something where I would never go out as a golfer to somewhere where I can actually like kind of do something.
As an instructor, I think I did a really good job of talking to him and really understanding him. I knew he was an ice hockey player, and he also pole vaulted in high school, so I knew he was a very athletic person and had an athletic body. So I feel like communication was really strong. Something that I could do better next time is having more drills to use. I felt like I didn't really have too many to like talk to him about drills-wise. I just knew mechanically what we could do better. And through this experience, I feel like it was a really good job, like just with me and him, just like kind of like bonding. It was a good time. It was a good lesson. We both had fun, and I feel like next time I have a lesson, I think I'll be able to do a better job. Just keeping it positive and just looking on the bright side. Thanks for watching.